Hello everyone, my name is Brian Geringer, President and CEO of First and Service Staffing Solutions, back at you again for another week. Just want to take a little time, first of all, to welcome you back and say I hope you're enjoying the videos we're posting right now. And if you are, make sure you're following, liking, and sharing these videos. If there's anything you want to hear for us talk about, other topics, please make sure you add that to some comments so we can make sure we can hear that from you. Also want to encourage you, if you haven't watched us for the first time, let you know a little bit about us and a little bit about me. You know, I am the President and CEO of First and Service Staffing Solutions. As I mentioned, we're a full-service staffing and recruitment firm, but my real passion in life is to help people overcome fears. My passion is to help people understand what they're looking to do for in life and find that career, find that path, find that direction they're looking for in their life to help move on to the next level. I find that a lot of people get concerned about this word fear, and they don't realize fear is real. Fear is real no matter what. And here's the different things with fear. Some of us embrace fear and move forward, and some of us let fear hold us back. Now, in the video I did last week, I spoke about this, so I don't want to kind of repeat the same things, but I want to hit on this topic a little more again in a couple different categories. Because what I'm going to say to you is this: you have a couple choices in life. You can either let the fear hold you to where you want to be, or you can let yourself move on. Now, what do I mean by that? Most of the people that are watching this and probably continuing to watch this are maybe not happy with certain elements of their life. My world has been about employment. My world has been about creating money. My world has been helping people understand the decisions and the places they are and saying, how do we move past that? But this can apply to any place in your life. And I want to also encourage you to not be complacent while we're here, because you know what? A lot of people, because of fear, they allow complacency to hold them back, and they make excuses of that. And I want you to look at your life for a second and say, am I where I want to be? And I know I've said this before, but it is a big part of my life. Am I where I want to be? Am I happy where I want to be? Do I want to make a direction correction in my life? So let's talk about this. What would make you think about that? Well, if you're watching this video and you're saying to yourself, you know, I'm not really excited about getting up for work tomorrow, or I'm not making enough money, or I don't know if I'm really doing what I was called to do. Those are places in life you've got to sit back and look about and think. Now, from an employment standpoint, let's talk about that. When you're employed and you look at your life, and most of us, because of complacency, because of fear, we're either happy where we are, and I talked about this in one of our first videos, they're happy where we are, but a lot of us probably aren't making enough money. So we've got to sit back and think, what do we need to move forward? And again, I addressed this earlier on in some videos, but if you're not happy, if you're happy where you are, you love where you are, why aren't you making enough money? Well, let's talk about that. Sometimes maybe the career you've picked, maybe that career is only going to pay so much. Case in point, an example of an employee I had working for me who's going to start a new role in our company on Monday. She was frustrated with her place in life. And I could see she was frustrated. It was building up. And I had to ask her, what's going on? And at first she didn't want to answer me. And I asked her again, what's going on? Because she's a key employee in our company. But I recognized there was a challenge. And when I looked at that challenge, and we finally got to the point of realizing, she goes, Brian, I love working for your company, but I'm just not happy in my role anymore. And we started talking about other places she can move. Now, there was fear in moving. Fear. But you know what? Frustration was greater than the fear. So now come Monday, she's going to start a new role in the company, which is going to require to overcome fear, but the bottom line of it, there'll be more money she can make. Now, in this case, that was available. Some cases it might not. So what's your fear? Your fear of, and your complacency is, maybe I love where I am, so I don't want to move on. Well, let me tell you something, guys, and let me be really honest for anybody watching this right now. You've got to think not just about your own, but the comfort of your own life right now. You have to think about, what do you want in the long term? Listen, no matter what, life is going to tick on. Years are going to tick on. You're going to get older. I looked at my daughters today. They're 12. They're going to be 13. I can't believe that when I look at their lives. I have twin daughters that are 12, going to be 13. Those 12 going on 13 years have gone on, whether I like it or not. And here's the challenge. Sometimes I've allowed fear and complacency to hold me back, and I haven't moved to where I want to be in certain places in my life. Other areas of my life, I've embraced it. But I want you to look right now, and I want you to be honest with yourself and say, where is fear and complacency holding you? And what decisions do you need to make to move past that fear and complacency? If it's in your career, is your current career what you want? Okay, if it's what you want, is the company you're with going to give you the opportunity to pay to the next level you need to take care of your family? Because love with your company and love with your job is great. But here's the problem with that. If it's not going to pay you what you need, what's going to happen when you're 50, 60, 70 years old and one day you want to retire? What's going to happen? And now, there's two things you can do there. One thing you can do is just be okay with it, settle for it. That's part of what you might want to do. Number two, what you can do is say, I'm going to do that. Maybe there isn't more room for growth in my company, but you know what? Maybe I'll find other ways to make more money that will help me make money. And I've talked about that in the past. I'm always working on projects and help people do that as well, and I'd be glad to address it with anybody. But I think what you need to do is be honest and real. And the most important thing, you look at yourself and say, I'm valuable, I'm worth money, what am I going to do? Now, the bigger one I'm going to say to you guys is this, and as I wrap this up. A lot of you are in a place where you're not happy with what you want to do. So if you're not happy with what you want to do, please, again, I mentioned this in the last video, don't allow another day to go by. So what do we do with that? Number one, we get honest with ourselves. Number two, we start investigating what we really want to do. Maybe someone's going back to school, maybe it's not. Maybe it's having another career in another company, maybe it's not. Maybe it's totally changing careers. And you notice what I'm about. Maybe it's starting your own company. Again, maybe it's a conventional company, maybe it's an online company. Again, there's so many things you do online today that are amazing and you can embrace that. But here's what I want to tell you is this. Fear is real, complacency is real. The only way you're going to be able to identify this is look yourself in the mirror, be honest with yourself, and make a decision to move forward. Again, I spend some time here because you're that important. And I know I've spent too many years in my life, and I've allowed my life to sit there, and some good people in my life have kicked me in the butt because they love me, and it's gotten me out of that complacency and made a decision I've got to move forward. So please, look at yourself in the mirror, number one today, realize you're valuable, realize you're important, and say now it is time to move on. And realize that there's fears, complacency holding you back, embrace them, move forward, push past the fear. Hey, listen, if you've liked this video, make sure you follow, like, and share. Great having you with us today. Have an awesome day. Have a great week. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you for watching Valuable Minutes with Brian. If this is your first time being with us, please make sure you follow, like, and share, and feel free to comment as well.